Hello, welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on the video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher, thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're reacting to some more of my queen, my goddess, my end all be all, the one, the only Miss Kelly Clarkson, and her latest collaboration with Miss Dolly Parton, one of the queens of country music. And I am so excited to see how this turns out because well, I love Kelly. We know this, obviously. B, I love Dolly. Love her voice. C, I've been on this sort of Dolly kick over the last week and a half, unintentionally, really, because I recorded those videos like 2 weeks ago before I even knew that this was coming out. But like I've been on this kick of Dolly and Melissa because I've been reacting to their performances on Crossroads that they did, Melissa Etheridge, and just the more I react to Dolly, the more I just appreciate her vocals, and then I just appreciate her as an artist. So it's kind of like a nice little way to just continue on my Dolly little train that I've been on the last week and a half. And also, I feel like this was the first song Kelly covered for her show, the Kelly Clarkson show. I feel like episode 1, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this was the video she like covered for like first karaoke segment or whatever. So it's just now that we're getting ready to start up season 4 of the Kelly Clarkson show, is kind of nice little like throwback to that as well. So lots of things are happening here, lots of reasons, but I'm really excited to see what they did with this. Looks like it's from a documentary. I'm assuming it's a documentary about Dolly Parton, or it might be a documentary about 9 to 5. I don't know, but either way, I'm excited to dive into this and see what it's all about, see what they do. So let's just find out.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the street the traffic's jumping, with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Working 9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fat promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss don't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me.
Come on.
Dream just to watch them shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder,
But you got dreams you'll never take away.
you'll never take them away. You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends,
Waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Working 9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you. There's a better life and you dream about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it. And you spend your life putting money in this world. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They
Sing,
just
mama.
use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Working 9 to 5.
Belt mama.
Working 9 to 5. It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it. And you spend
Okay. Okay, okay. So I know just from like the first 15 seconds and listen to this, I knew that this was going to be one of those covers that's going to be very, very polarizing. You're going to have your purists, your country purists who love this song and its original form, who are going to say that this is absolute garbage, blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to have people who are going to be on the other side of the fence who are like, oh my God, I love this interpretation. It is so fresh and modern, blah, 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 blah. And you know, everyone's entitled to their opinions. I'm not gonna take anything away from either side. If you like the original, you like the original. If you like the new thing, you like the new thing. Cool. At first, when it started, I had some reservations, because you know, I knew coming into this, I wasn't going to get just a copycat of the original track. That's not what was going to happen. I mean, hell, we already did that when Kelly did it for, you know, the Kelly Clarkson show season 1. Like, she already did her remake of like the original upbeat blah blah blah. So I knew that we probably weren't going to get that again. But I had some reservations because I'm like, oh, this is such a departure from the original. And like, there's nothing wrong with, you know, making a departure from the original. That's one of my favorite things about Kelly Clarkson and the karaoke segments that she does sometimes, that we depart so far from the original and turn into this whole new entity. But at first I was like, ooh, like the original version just had this charm to it, you know, the Dolly Parton charm, like, and this one, like, it didn't have that charm to it. But the further I got into listening to the song, about somewhere after the second verse, from the second verse onward, I just really started taking in the lyrics and the instrumentation, and I like the slower instrumentation. It strips back some of that, you know, fun and really just highlights some of the actual things that the lyrics are saying, and it's more of a vessel for the lyrics versus just like a fun little catchy tune. So in that sense, I like the fact that we kind of slowed this down a little bit. I will say that I am more partial to the original arrangement. But the more that I listen to this arrangement, the more it grows on me. So like, I listened to it another 2 times after I recorded my initial reaction, and it's grown on me the more that I've listened to it. But I do find myself more leaning towards the original than I would this one. There's something about how they were doing the post-production on Dolly's voice that I did not care for. She sounded like a robot, and I don't understand the choice, because Dolly has such a distinctive tone to her voice. She has such a distinctive, identifiable tone that I don't think she needs all of that. And if, you know, I get it, you know, we're recording for albums and all that kind of stuff, so yes, there's going to be some level of post-production. You might throw some auto-tune or some effect on these vocals. I get it, but I felt like they were so heavy-handed with the effects on Dolly's vocals that it didn't sound like Dolly. It just sounded like some weird animatronic robot thing in the background. So that's one thing I would change about this. Nothing to do with the vocals themselves or how they chose to sing the song. Just the post-production on it just felt like a weird choice. Yeah, so that's one thing I didn't quite understand the choice to do that to Dolly's voice, and then she kind of just lingered in the background the entire song, which, you know, is not a bad thing. If I were background singer for Kelly Clarkson, I would die a happy man. But Dolly's such an iconic legend. Like, I was hoping I feel like I'm repeating things I said in my reactions to Dolly and Melissa's Crossroads episodes. I'm like, I wanted some more collaboration. I wanted more of a collaborative effort, and not just so much hey, I'm gonna sing this a little bit and then I'm just gonna fade into the background for the rest of the song. But that being said, like, Kelly slayed. Kelly always slays vocals all day, every day. And we know Kelly's amazing at taking lyrics and breathing new life into them, or taking a song that might have been upbeat and stripping it down to like the core essence of what the lyrics are trying to say. So that's what I feel like this rendition was trying to do, trying to take it out of the fast sort of just pop friendly realm that it lived in before, that sort of folksy tune that it lived in before, and just like focus on like the actual story, lyrical content, the meat of what the lyrics are saying. So yeah, there are things about it I like, things about it that I don't like. All in all, I think it's a good cover. Is it my favorite thing in the world? No. Am I gonna like run out and have this on repeat 700 times? Probably not. But if it comes on my shuffle, I'll give it a listen. Like, it's a good cover. It is a good cover. It's not my favorite thing in the world. There are interesting choices made. Yeah. So I know not everybody's gonna love this. I know. And again, because there are lots of times when I record reactions to Kelly stuff, because again, Kelly's my queen. There's lots of times I record things and, I say things where I'm like, okay, I didn't quite care for this choice, I didn't care for this, but it doesn't make me any less of a Kelly fan. It does not mean that I don't love Kelly. It doesn't mean I'm a traitor or anything like that. It means that I have ears and I'm not blindly loyal. Like, just because you love somebody doesn't mean that they don't sometimes do things that just don't tickle your fancy. Sometimes things just don't tickle my fancy. So this is one of those things that it didn't quite tickle my fancy. I don't hate it. I'm not in love with it. It's just fine. Like, if this were an album track, this would be like a almost filler track for me. Like, it's not one of the standout things on the album. It's just kind of like, okay, that was fine. But yeah, so it was good. It was good. Just not my favorite. Yeah. So, hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You probably didn't, and that's fine. That's totally cool. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all of my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. Love you guys.